Hello everyone, my name is Tariq, one of your EDUC 1050 tutor. In this webinar, I'll talk about referencing in academic writing. When we do academic writing, some of the questions repeatedly come to our mind. For example, reference or not to reference? What do I reference? How do I reference? Or even how do I know what to reference? And this makes us stressed. Today I'll try to discuss some of these questions that you have in mind. So let's start with what is referencing? Referencing is an essential part of academic writing. Its main purpose is to acknowledge the original source of ideas and work that is not the author's own. It also points the reader to the original documents so that they can determine independently whether the attributed sources support the author's argument as written. Referencing serves four main purposes. It acknowledges the source. It helps to avoid plagiarism. It enables the reader to trace the source. It also gives credit to your work. Now this brings another important concept called plagiarism. So what is plagiarism? According to Merriam-Webster Online Dictionary, to plagiarize means to steal and pass off others' ideas or words as your own, to use someone else's production without crediting the source, to commit literary theft, to present an idea as new and original from an existing source. In other words, plagiarism is an act of fraud. It involves both stealing someone else's work and lying about it afterwards. We can easily avoid this through proper referencing. As by now we know what is referencing, let's see what needs to be referenced. Referencing is required when you quote another person word to word, paraphrase someone's idea, or summarize someone's idea. It also needs to be done when you obtain data from any other sources, which even includes the electronic sources, for example, websites, blogs, or online videos. Please remember, you must cite anything which is not of your own. However, there are information that are called common knowledge that isn't need to be referenced. For example, Brisbane is one of the cities situated in Australia. This is a common knowledge and therefore you don't need to reference it. To cite your work properly, it is essential that you keep record of your sources. This means if you are quoting something from a book, then you need to keep record the author of the book, book title, publication date, publisher, place of publication. If it's a journal article, then you need to record the author of the article, title of the journal, volume number, issue, page number, etc. So once you have all your information to reference, you are now all set to do the actual referencing task. Please remember, referencing needs to be done in two layers. These two layers include in-text citation and reference list. In-text citations. In-text citation means the reference that you do in the body of the text. In-text citations mainly consist of the author's surname, the year, and page number if appropriate. Different rules are applied if there are two authors or more than two authors. List of reference. List of reference means the list of resources that you insert at the end of the body of the text. This allows the reader to trace and check your sources. There are different referencing styles exist in the academia. It is important that you remember different referencing styles require different ways of referencing. Please talk with your course tutor to know what referencing style does your school prefer. For example, in our School of Education, we use APA referencing style. APA in-text citations looks like this, as you can see in the image. For referencing a book written by a single author, in the body of the text, you use the family name of the author, put a comma, and then place the year of the publication of the book. If you have a page number where you found your quote or information that you are using in your text, then you put a comma after the year of publication and then put a small p, then a dot, and the page number. Please see the APA manual for more details. If you're referencing a book which has two authors, then use a and sign. in between the family names of the authors. If you are referencing more than two authors, then place the family name of the first author and then write ETAL. Put a dot, a comma, and then write the year of the publication. If you see the right side of the picture, you will see how the reference list looks like for single author, two authors, or more than two authors. Similar as referencing a book, you need to reference a journal article or a web address if you use information from these resources. As mentioned earlier, APA referencing style has different rules for referencing different resources. You can find an APA manual in our UQ library for your future reference. So how to find an APA referencing manual in our UQ library webpage? To find the APA manual, please follow these steps. You need to go to the UQ library homepage and log in through your UQ username and password. Then click Research Tools and Techniques. At the drop-down box, you click Referencing. Then click Referencing Style Guides. And then click APA. From there, you find UQ Library How-To Guide and click it. Here is your PDF APA referencing manual. If you scroll down, then you will see some examples of how to cite books, and down below more options for how to reference journal articles and other resources. Please remember, referencing though looks like a very technical and mechanical thing, however, it is actually not that dry. Reflecting on the task of referencing will lead you into a whole lot of other critical understandings. For example, apart from acknowledging the source, it can also be used as a tool of persuasion. By referencing, researchers or scientists show his or her research work has relation to others, or how it adds knowledge to the field. Referencing shows how your thinking pattern connects with logics. Referencing shows how much you know the field you are writing in and what you value as knowledge. It is your reference that acts as evidence for your arguments to be relevant and reliable. Apart from that, it can also be an act of gaining dominant position in the knowledge community, or a way of advancing certain interest. You can ask so many other interesting questions such as this if you analyze a reference list. If you are interested to reflect on such critical thinking more, then the above mentioned articles could be relevant. And finally, happy referencing.